KD Beats. KD
Beats Planet.
We are here with another episode of Voch Lombardi Live. I appreciate y'all for being here. Will, we back at it with another day of work, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we work days or work weeks after a win is totally different from work weeks, you know, when you lose. When you lose, man, you just kind of want to get to the next week. But Will, man, we just it's by our own fault that we want to put out the extra work. You know what I mean? We want to put out 2 Patreons. We want to put out 2 films once coming today. You know, we want to just go back and just rewatch every little thing that we can get from the film, every little nook and cranny, so we can provide y'all with the information. We can get y'all the best show possible, because if these numbers go great, then the volume would, you know, give us more money so that we can buy a house. And you see what I'm saying? And it just turns into this trickle down effect, man. So every time the Cowboys win, me and my team get put to extra work. Appreciate y'all for watching the Trey Diggs and Jamar Chase video. I need to put that on Reddit. I'll be working on that. Appreciate y'all for doing that, man. But let's get into some work today, man. We ain't doing nothing else. I'm your host.
What it look like for the Oski Woski?
The Lombardicus Prime. Follow me on all my social media platforms. VOC. VOCH, ARDI. Be a point guard about the best of business, man.
Everybody going down.
I look forward to what he got up his sleeve this week. Like, what's the drop for the intro this week? Because them sleeves is getting tighter. You know what I mean? Doing the taekwondo and the
hey, man.
Yeah. Well, my man say, I don't do the taekwondo. I don't do the Japanese. I do the fella, please.
And I pulled the headphone. Look, trying to show off. I done pulled the head. Okay, now we'll say all that nice shit about Voch again. Now that I can hear going.
You don't do the taekwondo. You don't do the Japanese. You do the fella, please.
That's hilarious. I need to watch Kings of Comedy, man. I have stopped watching Kings of Comedy because I had watched it so much. But it's been about 10 years since I watched. I'm gonna watch Kings of Comedy.
I've been living Kings of Comedy for the last 20 years. Like, I've literally been keeping it alive through, you know, just how I talk. I just love that stand up, man. One of the greatest of all time.
Will Steele, fair enough. It's almost like it was such a social imprint because I told my girl this yesterday. Shouts out to Miss Nay. Something happened with her son or whatever. We ain't going to it. But just in my mind, just in my mind, I didn't even think about it. Just I said, take your punk ass upstairs and get some. Look, one of my favorite quotes is quit crying and do some push-ups or something. That's my favorite. So that's fair, Will Steele. Plus, me and you at the Mavericks game, not just at the Mavericks, but just anywhere we go. 4-5 player, 4 and 5. So that's fair. That's fair, Will.
You should do a Twitch breaking down just the genius in the Kings of Comedy. But they ain't here for that. They here for football. Take it away, Voch.
We're going to do that, man. We're going to do a little watch along. We got some work for y'all today, man. This is the last day that we're going to talk about Bengals. As much as we would love to just gloat in this victory, we have to move on to the Giants. Some platforms have moved on to the Giants already. Voch want to take his time with this Bengals thing because I just want to make sure that my information is as perfect as we can get it. For those of you that don't know, on my Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, you click on the link, slide through, you donate whatever you want to donate. It could be $1, it could be $2, it could be $5, it could be $10, whatever it is that you want, whatever's on your heart, and you'll have access to all of my live film breakdowns. So what y'all will get in the highlighted version, y'all may get 5 or 6 plays, 7 or so plays, but I just watched the offensive line film session. Literally an hour before this, Will Steele. Like I closed that, went to use the bathroom, came right here, and we're watching offensive line, and that is for the Patreon. We're not going to drop an offensive line film session for the regular folks, so that'll be a Patreon exclusive. Will Steele was in the building, and he enjoyed his time in there, man. So if y'all want to see that, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. But I wanted to give a bit of a detail, right? Because yesterday I just kind of recapped the game, still kind of in my emotion, but I wanted to talk about a handful of things that I saw in particular from that film. So we will get into that. Y'all hang tight. We ain't going nowhere. But then we got this Mike McCarthy press conference that he had yesterday, right? And we'll do the Dan Quinn press conference when we talk about our defense versus Giants offense. We'll do Kellen Moore's press conference when we talk about Cowboys offense versus Giants defense. I think that'll be how we do it moving forward, Will Steele. But today on Tuesdays, we'll be talking about the Mike McCarthy. That's generally where he gives updates on player injuries and, kind of some of the things that happened in the game last Sunday. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's look in the chat box. Y'all good, chat? Who up in here? My cousin Jay Lombardi's up in here. Marcus up in here. Shaq up in here, the Vikings fan. What the hell happened to y'all last night on Kirk Cousins on Monday Night Football? Boy, King Elements up in here. Thrill is gone. Payback Carter. Salute. Appreciate y'all for being here. Brother Rue Glock. He just left from the damn Patreon joint. Now, somebody asked Mike McCarthy a very obvious question. Mike, what you think about Micah Parsons and what he did last Sunday? Mike said this.
Micah wrecks havoc. He's definitely a focal point for every one of our opponents. I mean, you could see that last year. We played him, exclusively, at the defensive end position yesterday. So, obviously had a huge game. And Captain Obvious question, Captain Obvious answer. I don't know what else to tell you.
Now, Will Steele, I presented this to my Yahoo people. I'll be doing the Yahoo show after this. Salute to them. And the volume put out a little clip of us, from the other day, Will. Now, we said that Micah Parsons is on pace for 34 sacks this year. I know that sounds like a lot when we do the on-pace things, because look, watch this. Noah Brown is on pace for 1,200 yards, 80-something catches, and, 13 touchdowns. So, he's on pace, but we don't think Noah Brown's going to get there. I think Micah Parsons can get there. This is an interesting conversation I want to have with you, Will, still. Then we'll talk about, some other things. If Micah does get 34 sacks, Will, that ain't just simply breaking the sack record. That's probably breaking the shit by 10, right? If Micah Parsons does get the sack record, I think, Micah having the Defensive Player of the Year trophy at his house already, I think that's already fine. I think you could put him in the MVP conversation if he gets 34. Will Steele, would you agree? Because we see how Josh Allen playing ball right now. Lamar Jackson, we see how Pat Mahomes playing ball right now. That shit's cute. But 34 sacks from one player is incredible, Will Steele. What do you think about that if Micah can get up there?
Sir, if he gets 34 sacks, that is the football equivalent of Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how
You know, that was like that one time when Adrian Peterson was close to getting 2,000 yards, and he didn't get the MVP that year. But that was like, oh shit, Adrian Peterson might get 2,000 yards.
I think he got 2,000, but I don't think he was going to break the record.
Yes, but he didn't. I think they sat him because the playoffs was coming up, and they value playoff over like the record or whatever, which is crazy looking back. This probably just getting the fucking record. But Adrian Peterson, like that record, right? That running back, or just 2,000 yards, compared to Micah Parsons getting 34 sacks. That's like if Zeke got 5,000 rushing yards, bro.
I was just about to say, I could still, I don't know who won it that year. I can't remember. But if Adrian Peterson breaks the record by 8 yards, I'm cool if you give it to the quarterback, because the quarterback is going to be the guy, right? Like, okay, yeah. I mean, he might have won it. I don't know. Who won MVP that year? I can't even remember. But like you said, if the Micah got 23.5 sacks, if Josh Allen throw 50 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, I'm cool with you giving it to Josh Allen. But goddamn it, 34 sacks.
That's different. That's different, dog.
That's crazy.
That's like if Cooper Kupp had like 40 touchdowns, bro. Like that's ridiculous. And mind you, Micah Parsons is winning, like his win rate or whatever. He's at like 50-some%, like 56%. So every 2 rushes, he get a sack. He's still rushing half time, Will Steele. And this brings me to the conversation that you and Foots the King were having in the Super Illuminati roundtable group chat there. You know, maybe we should start charging people to just kind of sit in that group chat, just see some shit that we talk about off the air. You guys were talking about, should next game Micah Parsons just be at the Mike linebacker spot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to figure that out, yeah.
And this is a game where you do want to prioritize shutting down the run. I dig it. I do think there's going to be a point in the game, Will, still, to where the run game is shut down and everything is on Daniel Jones at that point. Let's just say you up by 10, 15. I don't know what the hell the Giants going to do offensively, right? But if you're up at some point, they go, all right, Daniel Jones got to throw the football. This Giants offensive line, besides Andrew Thomas, this Giants offensive line is so bad. You can start Micah at middle linebacker and blitz him wherever you want to, honestly. Yes. But then after you get to that point, then put him at defensive end and let him rock. You see what I'm saying? You can do a lot of things with Micah Parsons. Just talk to me about that, Wilson. What's the game plan?
The funny thing is his I think his pass rush win rate is at an absurd rate right now, and it's not an anomaly because he's carrying that over from last year, so he could legitimately line up at defense. Let's just say they don't put him at defensive end for 50 snaps this game, and it's 15. Bro, he can get 2 sacks and 15 defensive end snaps if they wanted to rush him from defensive end. They don't have to. But yeah, I'm pretty much with what you said. I would like to start him off at backer and on obvious passing downs. Then you bring him down to defensive end. And the reason why I only bring that up is because Mike McCarthy in the press conference mentioned, yeah, we had him at primary defensive end last week. So he is admitting, yeah, he's going to continue to move around. And I think this might be one of those weeks because D-Law should be able to tee off on Evan Neal. Dante Fowler going to move him around a little bit. They're probably going to get some bar rushing. You got the interior. You can still get pressure on Daniel Jones. But when you want to guarantee it, go ahead and sit Micah Parsons.
Yeah, go ahead and put him in there. You know what I mean? And look, just for like my own, fan ego in this, after Micah gets his 2 sacks, wherever he get them from, like if he get them over like Shane Lemieux if he's playing, or over Evan Neal, fine, you got your 2 sacks. So he's still on pace for 34 for the season. Go over there and line up against Andrew Thomas and just put something on your highlight tape. You know what I mean? Look, I don't want nobody to be like, oh, well, Micah's picking on the bad guys. Okay, cool. We got one on Donovan Smith. Exactly, Wills. I don't care at all. I don't care at all where you get him from. He can get him on tight ends. If Saquon Barkley line up at left tackle and Micah Parsons beat him, and he gets a sack on Saquon, that's your fault for putting Saquon at left tackle. That's your fault. But Will still. But there is something about, okay, Micah got a sack on Tampa Bay backup left tackle. All right, cool. But he got one on Donovan Smith too, though. You know what I mean? He got one on him. You know what I mean? Oh, he beat the hell out of both tackles. He had a sack on both tackles in the Bengals. In my mind, I'm a big Genghis Khan fan. Not a fan, but like I like history and shit. Like just collect your scalps, collect your skulls. You know what I mean? Chop off the head of the leader of that city and move on. That's what I want to do with Andrew Thomas after we get our 2 sacks. Go ahead, Will.
The football fan in me wants to see Andrew Thomas versus Micah Parsons. the Cowboy fan to me, lining his ass right up over Evan Neal.
Basically, fuck him.
Honestly, to be fair with you, look, because we gonna play the Packers. Hey, yeah, sure, Bakhtiari is a good win, but I just want to see Aaron Rodgers on the ground just in general. Just I don't give a fuck where you get him from. We got more Mike McCarthy talking about Micah Parsons. We got 2 more clips of this, y'all.
Definitely. I mean, I think he's a perfect example, the definition of an elite player. I mean, elite players make everybody around them better, both on and off the field. And I think you're seeing him grow in more ways than one. But yes, I mean, he gets a lot of attention, whether it's sliding the line to him, having the back.
Oh, yeah. So that was that was a weird little part in the press conference where a goofy little dude walked past and said that the Washington football Wizards were going to win. Okay, cool. But what Mike McCarthy was saying prior to that, though, Mike wasn't wrong. Will Steele. And then look, this how good Mike is. Mike McCarthy used the E word. And people outside of Cowboy Nation don't like to refer to anybody as the E word, especially if they wear a star on their helmet. They just got to shut up and just, hey, yo, look, he ain't lying. There's an Eagles fan somewhere like, hey, yo, Mike McCarthy called Micah Parsons elite. Yeah, that's facts. And that's it. There's Eagle fans that don't believe in Zeke's 2016 year, right? Or like Dak's 2020 year or something like that, right? There's always going to be somebody saying, D-Law, whatever, right? You don't see anybody refuting Micah Parsons. They hated Trey Diggs, bro. Trey Diggs got 11 interceptions. That's just like getting 4,000 rushing yards. Trey Diggs got 11 interceptions. And they still find a way to hate on Trey Diggs. It's not a soul on this earth. Hey, Cowboys on defense trash, except Micah. I think they find a way, man. And then something else that he was saying in that clip, Will Steele, is that he's making everybody else better. That's facts. Something else that we were watching the film and we can just kind of weave the film review into this, man. A lot of those sacks came from people trying to get the hell away from Micah Parsons, bro. Whether it be Dorrance getting his sack, whether it be Dante and B-Gap, whether it be Van Der Esch kind of scooping up like when Joe Burrow stepped
right in front of Van Der Esch, yeah.
Smooth, and he didn't even see Van Der Esch because he was looking at Micah, and it makes everybody better. That was actually the point where they was triple teaming Micah. Cool. You want triple team Micah? Everybody else kind of get their one-on-ones, and it's just our job to win from there. So Micah is definitely making his whole team better. Let's get one more in there.
Really, the philosophy of how to utilize Micah hasn't changed. I mean, we have to continue to create targeting challenges for the offense. I think both his ability to play on and off the line of scrimmage is a huge asset for us, and also I think clearly gives us the opportunity to create matchups from different ways, different challenges that you're able to put on there. I just know from an offensive perspective, when you have to, it makes the offensive staff of the opponent work harder. The challenging of where he is either fourth rusher, is either fifth rusher. And at the end of the day, we're just trying to continue to create opportunities for him. So we won't change our approach.
You got to move him around. You got to create up. Oh no. You got to move them around, man. You got to create these scenarios, bro. All right, there you go. You gotta create these scenarios, man. There's this thing that I call it. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I call it find the scrub, Will Steele. You gotta play a good game of find the scrub. And what I like about this defense, led by Micah Parsons, right, is that one, your stud can play anywhere. Your stud can play whatever position you want to play. But not only can he be the mismatch versus the scrub, but you got other dudes on your D-line that get it done for you, right? So, yeah, Jonah Williams is sweet. So is Leo Collins. Let's whoop them both. They both are the scrub. So our D-line, I feel like it's so good. You can play find the scrub with multiple people. We don't just have one dude to just go find the scrub with. You can put, all right, we'll put D-Lon, B-Guy, we'll put Micah over Evan Neal, we'll put this character over this center I've never heard of. I'm going to watch more Giants tonight, so we'll have that report for y'all tomorrow. Just put these guys all over the place, and before you know it, Dorrance got 2 sacks. Dante got a sack and a bat down. Billy D got a tackle for a loss in the backfield. Bohanna went crazy. And, you ain't going to see his name a whole bunch by way of he plays nose, he plays highlights, but Bohanna went crazy. I said this on social media yesterday, Will Steele, on the Twitter, Voch Lombardi, by the way. People was upset about the Washington football Wizards getting John Ridgeway. I feel you. I hated that I had to cut Ridgeway also. John Ridgeway was brought here to compete with Quentin Bohanna. Bohanna beat Neville. You feel what I'm saying, Will Steele? He beat Neville. We damn near gave Neville the spot, but Bo said, your job. 4 and 5, Will Steele. So Bohanna was a dude that we just wasn't even watching. We wasn't even using. I mean, not Bo. Ridgeway. Ridgeway was a guy we just wasn't even using him. Yeah, Ridgeway would have been a good future piece, but in this room, what killed Ridgeway was the fact that Tristan Hill and Bohanna went crazy, and you see it in the game. Bohanna was taking up double teams, and that was a lot of the reason why Van Der Esch went crazy. When Bohanna was one-on-ones, we don't do a whole bunch of two gapping, but you would see him stacking and shedding the hell out of people, getting rid of them, and he'll just make his plays, man. Bohanna was definitely an unsung impact player that probably didn't show up as much on the number sheet or whatever. But Bohanna went crazy. Will, what did you see from?
Yeah, I was about to say he's not going to. It looks like to me, and you correct me if I'm wrong here. They're using Bohanna more this year, like they wanted. My bad, like they wanted to last year. But they weren't able to because of the injuries to Neville Gallimore. Then you had the injury to Urban. Then you had guys in and out the lineup. So they were kind of using him, moving him around the line of scrimmage. I think they're and Tristan Hill wasn't up yet. I think they're so deep now on the interior, they can just tell Bohanna to do that one thing that coach said we want you to do, be right here, be disruptive. And he takes on that responsibility of freeing up his guys. Like, that's a badge of honor to him. And one of the things I always talked about that I didn't see Brent Urban doing too much last year, and a lot of people were like, oh, my God, we're going to miss Brent. I'm like, listen, I want guys to cause car accidents. I want guys to redirect these running backs. He wasn't doing that. Bohanna is.
Yeah. Also, too, what this says to me, let me go ahead and get my shit ready. Hold on. Let me get my Washington's D-line room ain't what we think it is. I mean, they got some guys up top. Shouts out to them dudes. Shouts out to Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, or whatever. And Deron Payne.
Whoa, we got breaking news.
What we got, Will, still? Let
me confirm it first, because people being, y'all been getting in the chat, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Breaking news. The Cowboys did something they probably should have did a month ago. They released wide receiver Dennis Houston.
Gallup season? No, because Gallup was on the team already. What does that mean?
I mean, it's still Gallup season, no.
100%. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, he's Gallup season anyway. But let me give us a little thinking music here. Let me give us a little thinking music. What happened here? What?
Let me rub my imaginary bit.
Put my thinking cap on. Huh. What does that mean? Just Dennis Houston was just cut. So there were no moves prior to that?
I got you. It's kind of early to do it, but James Washington.
It is kind of
early. Because he can come back after week 4, but they didn't have to do it for another 2 weeks. So that's my only option here is James Washington. Tolbert maybe is ready to be active. Tolbert has to be now. No Dennis Houston. Tolbert's got to be active, right?
He got to be. But Tolbert wasn't not on the team neither. If that's the case, then Dennis would just be on the non-active roster or the non-game day roster. But Tolbert was here already.
We're being nice right now. We're being nice. There's another option that we don't want to say, but I'm going to say it.
Go ahead, Winston. We doing that now.
Basically,
go ahead.
No. Basically.
Okay, you just saying that, Dennis Houston just ain't doing enough to be around in general, so let's just move on. Let's just move on from Dennis Houston.
Well, you're being nice. He ain't doing shit.
I agree. But he started, though. You know what I mean? So what does this mean?
It means they misevaluated this situation here.
Oh, shit, Will Steele. I mean, I wasn't going to go that rough on him that quick. I was going to at least cut him some grace. But Dennis Houston was the guy that was here because Dak liked him. So if Dak is out for 4 games, I mean, is that Dak is going to have to like whoever the hell?
I think we're giving Dak too much credit for that. I do think the coaches trusted Dennis Houston more than Tober for whatever reason. And Dennis just hasn't done enough to keep their trust. And this ain't me being, trying to come at Dennis. I'm just going to pop on the tape. He's not getting open. He's doing nothing. He's just out there.
Let's take a look at the reserves, Will Steele. Devontae Bond, never heard of him. Isaac Taylor Stewart, wouldn't be him. Ian Bunting, we having tight end woes, but I don't think it's him. Terrell Basham coming back?
He just got put on IR, so no.
Probably not. Damone Clark, probably not. James Washington and Tyron Smith are the only ones that's left.
I mean, all I could think of is they just like, all right, man, it didn't work out. Hopefully you can come back on the practice squad and continue to develop.
Is this really a basically fuck them? Let's see who can get brought up from practice squad then. Carlos Watkins still on practice squad. I think Carlos is a guy possibly. And then we're going into a game that's going to be run heavy, so you may want to go more D lineman this week than a wide receiver possibly.
Well, you don't have to cut anybody to bring Los up because you get 3 designations each year to bring a guy up without having to cut somebody. So I think there's a combination here. There's a, hey man, we don't think you're ready for the big stage. Plus, Washington's on his way back here soon. Tobert might be ready. Gallup is coming back maybe this week. You're the odd man out here, and we could use that extra spot for a Carlos Watkins or whoever you want to bring up. Not that you have to cut it. Not that you have to cut it, but you know what I mean.
You ain't got to cut him neither. But Sean McEwen is also a guy, since Dalton Schultz is going to be missing for a little bit. He's a guy that you can bring up also, possibly.
Yeah.
God damn, Will Steele. What? Just breaking news in the middle of the day here. All right, everything is frozen on my. So, Will, my computer's frozen. But can you still see me?
I'm good. I can see you. I can hear you. You straight over here, man. If you need me to buy you some time, I got you.
Nah, I'm good, man, because I still got this goddamn mixing board. This fantastic ass. I still got this fantastic Roadcaster here. So, all right, it's just gonna be frozen on my side. But if I'm good on your side, I'm good to go then. Let's just play this next clip here. I think we played all the Micah Parsons clips here. Let's talk about the dude that probably got Dennis Houston ass cut, Noah Brown. Mike McCarthy talking about it.
In my opinion, honestly, I think it's just the fact that he's given more opportunities. I mean, you look at Noah. I know in the prior 2 seasons, he wasn't given a lot of opportunities. It was mainly special teams, and he rotated in. I mean, just the fact that he's playing more, and the attention CD gets, in the passing game, he's cashing in on his opportunities. So, just couldn't be happier for Noah. I mean, he's worked so hard. I know my first year here, he's just coming back off of a major injury, and I know the training staff, because it's just like anything. You don't know these guys, and you're asking about them, and just the love that they had for him going through the rehab, and and I know I said it again yesterday, and I just show the quality of the football player. I mean, how many number 2 receivers are your personal protector on your punt team? So I think that speaks volumes of how we feel about him, but most importantly, just the quality and toughness that he plays the game.
The only difference between Noah Brown and Dennis Houston is that Noah just had a game where he had 5 catches, 91 yards, and a touchdown. That's the only thing that's different to me. If I say, hey man, Noah Brown sure look good at receiving, you say, hey, he tough, he's smart, he been here for a long time, he the personal protector. That's not enough.
Yeah,
that is not. That's not enough, man. And then they're gassing my guy up a little bit. And I know Dennis just got cut, but Noah Brown. Mike McCarthy had an interesting point, man. He says, nothing's different. It's just that the opportunity's here. You know what I mean? And what that means for me is that Noah ain't doing nothing special. You just throwing him the football now. If you'd have thrown the ball to Simi or Tony or Dennis Houston 5 times, you'd have thrown the ball to any of them cats 5 times, man. They got it.
Well, to be fair, I do think you give those opportunities to Noah. He cashes them in more than Dennis. I haven't seen anything to say that he was going to go up and get the rock the way that Noah did on that the offsides one, and that was a good catch in the end zone. When you go back and look at the cartel view, by the way, I was using that today on the film breakdown. Make sure I checked it out. If you go back and look at the cartel view, you can see Noah kind of had to go behind his head a bit here, and even I think on the broadcast, Tony was like, I know Rush probably wanted to put it out, but he got it there enough, and that's all that really matters. So no, that was a good catch. That wasn't some bad catch. I don't know if Dennis. I don't know, man. Dennis doesn't have the feel for the game. There was a few opportunities in the film you see where it's like, hey man, you had a lot of space there, but he kind of just drifting.
Would Dennis Houston like to be a guy? Is Dennis Houston a guy that you would like to see back on the practice squad?
Sure. If he's not a guy I'm gonna lose sleep over.
Yeah, I feel you will still. We're probably gonna be drafting wide receiver next year too, huh? Look, it's kind of looking that way. Think so? Possibly.
Yeah, because I don't know who your wide receiver 3 is long term. Right? Tolbert actually. Maybe not. I don't know. Depends what Tolbert does.
Some people say they don't know who your wide receiver 1 is. We're gonna get an update on Dalton Schultz and 12 personnel. Will Steele. This is what Mike McCarthy had to say about that.
Dalton, I know they feel better about the scan. I haven't specifically talked to Dalton yet, but
I said I was gonna do something before the show got started. Will, what I say I was gonna do?
Not sure.
Chad, what I say? Chad, what I say I was gonna do? I was supposed to be doing something while I was playing these sound clips. I forgot. I don't know. Dalton Schultz, 12 personnel. What was I supposed to be doing?
You know, so we'll just see how he is. We're going to give him every chance to try to go this week, but frankly, until we get to the end of the week, we're not gonna know. So, but 12 personnel has been great. I mean, it's just like anything, in today's NFL, just the way they roll the defensive personnel groups in and out there, and gives you a little, better combinations in the run game part of it. And I give our young tight ends a lot of credit. And I think Peyton and Jake have been an excellent addition for us, and we have a lot of confidence in 12.
I was supposed to put the Diggs and Chase film session on Reddit. That's what I said. I don't even know if y'all heard me say that, but I did say it. I think Jake Ferguson played a damn good game, Will, still as a blocker. You know what I mean? And you know, I don't even know. I don't even remember him catching nothing or whatever. But Jake Ferguson as a blocker, and look, Dalton Schultz blocking has gotten better also. So let me just not get too carried away there. But Jake Ferguson, like, he blocks. You know what I mean? So I think if he's gonna be like the tight end 1, and we're going to be using him by way of, okay, well, we got to run the ball to Jake Ferguson side. I don't really see us. I don't see that being a problem or anything like that. You just need Jake Ferguson to uphold his side of the bargain in the receiving game. And to be fair, Dalton Schultz hadn't done much in the receiving game this year anyway. So Jake Ferguson looks like a prime breakout character. Will still. What you think about what Mike McCarthy has said about 12 personnel?
Man, we're simpatico. It's crazy. I put on Twitter after the first few possessions, and really in general in that game, Jake Ferguson is blocking. Like, that's crazy that you said that. But the 12 personnel, the one thing I would like to see a little bit more of is some shots down the seam and utilizing that second tight end as a weapon. Really, they didn't utilize Schultz in general on Sunday, but there was an opportunity. There was a seam shot in the second half. We just didn't see it. So I'm hoping they go back to the film and see, okay, let's kind of get him involved more down the field as opposed to kind of in that scrum where they go, block, and now they're coming, hey, I'm your let out. Nah, get him out on the route. Let him get some passing plays, see what he can do.
Yeah. Something I really liked about Jake is how he worked with the offensive linemen. And with the combos in the run game or whatever, Jake was really, really good there. So hey man, I'm excited to see a little more of Jake Ferguson. Plus, I'm just really on this train of not that I'm trying to get anybody pushed off a bridge or anything like that, but I just feel like if Jake Ferguson comes in and he looks fantastic, then this whole give 16 to 17 to $18 million to Dalton Schultz thing, I think that goes away expeditiously. Mike McCarthy gives us an update on Dak Prescott's hand injury. Let's see what he got to say.
Well, I just believe, just like anything,
Mike is fighting to not give information because he know Jerry Jones gonna just tell everything. Do y'all hear Mike? What can I tell y'all? Let's not get. I like that about Mike McCarthy. Look, if people can fight about Mike McCarthy, I love that about Mike McCarthy. Man, he don't want to tell y'all shit. We don't know when Dak's coming. There we go. Mike McCarthy.
When you're dealing with medical situations, when there's surgery, there's stitches. And
this motherfucker looked us in the face and said, when there's surgery, there's stitches. Will Steele. I like this guy, man. Hey, Will Steele. Jerry would have said, shit, he'll be back week 5 or something. We try to get him back for the Rams. Mike McCarthy looked us in the face and said, wait, time, let me get my button. Mike McCarthy, look, hold on, Will Steele. Mike McCarthy said, well, need glasses. Hold on, Will Steele. Micah Parsons said, well, where there's surgery, there's stitches.
And Jerry just sitting in his press box listening to this shit. And he just like, Mike,
get your damn act together.
If you don't tell them what the hell's going on.
If you don't give them an update right now, if you don't give them some useful information, Will Steele, that is fun. That's gonna be a bit. That's gonna be another bit one day. Here we go. Back to Mike McCarthy. What the hell we was at? We're talking about. Okay, Dak Prescott. Let's just reset it because I'm pausing the shit.
Well, I just believe, just like anything, when you're dealing with medical situations, when there's surgery, there's stitches, and he'll get his stitches out at some point this week.
Well, exactly right.
I can't make it past that part because like, what is?
Hey, where there's hospitals, there's medical beds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, yo, son. Yeah, Will Steele, I tell you what, just because you was laying down don't mean you was asleep. You feel me?
Here comes Jerry right behind that. That motherfucker was knocked out.
He was tired.
I'm done. We done.
Well,
we're not doing it anymore. We're not doing it again.
Believe, just like anything, when you're dealing with medical situations, when there's surgery, there's stitches, and he'll get his stitches out at some point this week, and that's the first threshold that I think you always want to get over before you get into timelines. That's my approach. So I'm looking forward to when he does get the stitches out. And hey, he's doing everything you think he would do. He's pushing the envelope and so forth, and he's getting the swelling down, and it's starting to look. It looks pretty good, but let's get the stitches out first.
Let's get the stitches out first, man. Good quote, actually.
You know what that remind me of, and I think I say it to you a lot, man. When on Pootie Tang, when he was like, "Boy, it's hot out here," my man was like, "It sure is hot."
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Sarate.
You my main Damon, man. Love Pootie Tang, man. Love Pootie Tang. God damn, that's funny, Will Steele. I've got to find a way to keep that going, man. We got to find a way to continue that bit. We'll cross the road whenever we get there. Voch Lombardi on Reddit. Okay, but yeah, Mike McCarthy, where there's surgery, there's stitches. So Dak is still going through his healing phase. Then he got to get swelling down. Then he got to go through therapy to make sure he's gripping the ball good. Then he's going to throw. So, but we don't think that timeline is too long. Luckily, Mike McCarthy didn't give us much information on it. So, hey, Dak will get back when Dak gets back. I will say, though, Will, I think the idea that Mike McCarthy is saying there's stitches and there's swelling, I think Dak might be like past that phase already. I think Jerry's always going to give you information that's ahead of time. I think Mike is going to purposely give you information behind where they actually are right now, if that makes a little bit of sense. So the fact that he's saying, hey, man, let's worry about the stitching and the swelling, I think the hand looks fine right now. You just got to worry about getting the grip back, in my personal opinion. That's what I think.
Hey, man, follow their actions, not what they say, right? He's not on IR, so they feel like he might be available by week 4.
Yeah, fair enough. And then it just cut Dennis Houston. So what that means? Just that don't mean nothing. It's just they got this up out of there. Let's get into where are we at? Schultz injury. Tyler Smith. He talked about Tyler Smith and Matt Farniak. Let's see what he says.
Yeah, they had tough matchups too yesterday too. Especially Matt, and I thought Tyler definitely took a step forward, and then they had some plays we'll definitely learn from. Tyler had a thump Simeon that was excellent, but he still set like he wasn't getting thumped and got beat inside. So so they had a handful of plays that they'll definitely be better from. But just two young men to just line up and play and keep playing, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, Tyler's an alpha. He's an alpha personality, and this is he enjoys playing. So he definitely improved from week 1 to week 2.
That's probably how young they are that they're able to kind of impress you a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just once again, you just want them to be confident and play free of mind, and I think they both did that. They're very competitive, and that's what they need to be. They're trying to play with the physical traits and consistency that's needed. So I thought they both took a step forward. I mean, like I said, Matt they both had tough challenges, but Matt gave up a lot of experience yesterday.
So my offensive line, my O-line rankings, right? How I ended up grading it, right? I'm just putting them in order. I got Zach first. Man, you're gonna talk about this, Will. Still, I got Zach first. Steady Steele, which is gonna be a name for him now because I like that name. Terrence. Our third offensive lineman, in my opinion, was Tyler Smith, Young Smith. Then we got Tyler B as your fourth offensive lineman. And then we got Forniak as your fifth offensive lineman 2 weeks in a row. Well, last week he was 6 because Connor McGovern played 12 snaps. But last, the common theme here is that your tackles were great. Well, pardon me. Your right tackle was great. Your right guard was fantastic. Your left tackle played really well. Your left guard and your center were victims of DJ Reader. Will still, fussed at me, say, Voch, you should have been watching my pregame. I was like, fair enough, Will. I should have been watching your film. We just do a lot of work. I probably should have been, my bad, Will Still. Y'all should have been watching Will Still shit also. y'all should have been watching Will Still pregame also, man, because he was trying to warn us about DJ Reader, but we wouldn't listen. I'm like, man, DJ used to play with the Texans. DJ Reader, yeah, we'll be fine. DJ Reader was beating the shit out of Matt Forniak. It was bad. And I don't even think this was a situation where Forniak was just terrible. Forniak was the worst guy, sure, but DJ Reader was just better than everybody. He was smoking Matt Forniak. And I was like, Then he'll line over there against Biadasz. I'm like, hey, man, Biadasz had the best game last week. Vita Vea and Golston and Hickson, that crew. Tyler Biadasz be all right. And DJ Reader started kicking his ass, and I was like, that's bad for business too, Will Still. And then DJ Reader lined up against Zach Martin. All that shit kind of went away a little. You know what I mean? It just went away a little bit because Zach Martin's amazing. Zach Martin's a guy. You know what I mean? And Tyler Smith had another good game, and y'all got to stop sleeping on Terrence Steele, man. There's a lot of people thought Terrence Steele played bad last week. Terrence Steele, besides his penalties, played pretty well last week. If we just talking about the versus plays, yeah, Terrence Steele played great last week. And Terrence Steele would have been your number one offensive lineman this week. It's just that I think Zach Martin was so incredible. One, just not missing very much. Two, dealing with DJ Reader, who just whooped everybody else. But Zach Martin as a help guy. Zach Martin had these times to where he wouldn't have a guy to block. And they teach you at offensive line school that if you don't have somebody, look inside. And if nobody's inside, just kind of find help wherever you can. So Zach will just find help. And you'll see many times in the film, y'all can go watch that at patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, where we broke down the whole offensive line film. Zach will put a left hand out and help Tyler, and Tyler will all of a sudden have some control over his dude. And then Zach will just let him go, and he'll come grab the dude that's on Terrence. All of a sudden, Terrence is blocking his block much, much, much better than he did at first. Zach Martin as a one-on-one guy was almost undefeated. He even probably missed like one or two. But Zach Martin as a help guy, incredibly valuable. Because he was able to help Tyler Biadasz as well with the gangster known as DJ Reader. And he was able to block DJ Reader by himself. Will Still, what'd you see from the offensive line work? I trust you as offensive line guy, so I kind of want to get into this conversation with you a little bit more. What are your rankings? Tell me about what you saw from Biadasz and Forniak, and just give me some Zach Martin and your take on Terrence Steele, because I think more people need to hear positive things about Terrence Steele.
I think you just made me flip mines. I had Terrence Steele number one, but you made me realize, okay, yeah, when DJ Reader was lined up over Zach, he took care of business. So that alone will give him that extra oomph. But man, the name Steady Steele, I like it for my cuz. He my cuz now. You know what I'm saying? Those 4 penalties didn't happen. So he just regular fam. He ain't third cousin. He my cuz. I thought Terrence Steele played fantastic. I thought Tyler Smith was good too. But man, I hate to ignore the interior in a way. Like I told you already about Forniak yesterday. I don't want to dog him too much. He's a third left guard. Voch, this is the reason why. What I'm about to tell you right now is the reason why we need to bump him inside. You're going to get Leonard Williams next week. You're going to get those two beasts in Washington in the following week. You're going to get Aaron Donald the following week. You're going to get Fletcher Cox the next week, Jordan Davis, J-Ron Hargrave. Your next 4 matchups, NFC, 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 NFC East, East, East.
Need all of them. You need them. You need them.
This is what I'm telling people that want to keep Tyler Smith out there at left tackle for development's sake. If you're okay with a faulty league in the middle of the offensive line, cool, keep him out there. Sure. But I feel like you're going to need that left guard spot to be settled. Now, McGovern may come back, and McGovern's going to be an upgrade to Fournier, but I don't think 7 or 12 or whatever snaps, I don't think it was enough snaps for me to be like, oh, yeah, there's no worry about Connor McGovern at left guard. I still have PTSD from left guard Connor McGovern in 2021. So sure. I'm with pushing him inside. I think it'll help Tyler Biadasz be more steady. And I also think that Jason Peters will be fine at left tackle based off what I saw. Could be wrong. He's 40. He could just deteriorate. But that's how I'm looking at it. I hate to kind of switch the subject on you, but when you go look at some of those big runs, that's Tyler Smith pulling because he's a truck. It's Tyler Biadasz getting out in space. It's running behind Terrence Steele and Zach Martin. Terrence Steele, go watch Voch's breakdown, man. Terrence Steele loves to run block. Terrence Steele wants to take somebody's head off in a run game. Sometimes he go too quick, but keep running behind those guys and keep moving Tyler Smith, and I think you'll continue to this run game will get better and better.
100%. And to your point about Jason Peters, I said that, I don't even know if I said this on my own show. We just working so much this week, but I said on John G's show, DMV Cowboys, shouts out to him. I said, man, if you just simply, play Jason Peters, you get better at 2 spots. You get better at left tackle and left guard. You know what I mean? So you get double the improvement if you just simply play your guy. Fournier he's done a serviceable job. Shouts out to you. But your what he said, your time at the wall is spent. What's the phrase? Will Steele, your
watch
service
has ended.
Your watch has ended. Thank you. Fournier, your watch has ended, sir. Let's put the rookie at left guard, and let's put Jason Peters and his immaculate Law Nation beard, put him at left tackle, and let them dudes just be big dudes, man. Let them dudes just maul people. Let them dudes just take over, and let's just be great. There was plenty of times I was watching the offensive film session, the offensive line, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, by the way. There was plenty of times I was watching Will Steele. I was like, man, we a block away from breaking a 40-yarder right here. Like we're like one little bit of movement away from breaking off another yard. We did solid in the run game setting up the pass this week, but I think we can really be an effective run team if we seal up that left side like I think that we can. You know what I mean? And before you know it, DJ Reader runs out of guys that he can line up against because hey, we got a better left guard. And then we got the monster at right guard. So and then just one more thing, man. If I see Tyler Smith pancake Aaron Donald, I'm probably going to jail. So I hope it's the what let's see what game is that. That's October 9th. Yeah. So that ain't nowhere near the last Thursday of the month. So
they don't know about the last Thursday.
They don't know about last Thursday of the month. So Will's still not gonna be able to get me out of jail, man. So it's just I'm gonna have to be in jail, till the last Thursday of October, man. But if Tyler Smith can get Aaron Donald up out of here, it's a wrap, my guy. Y'all be sure to if y'all want to call into the show, the number's on the screen. 202. What's the guy? It's 202-926-1127, I believe. Access code 309104. I actually had to close Restream to open it back up. Having some technical difficulties, but we good. Mike McCarthy gives us an update on Michael Gallup. Let's see what he got to say.
Michael Gallup is to get a full week's work. He hasn't had that yet. So, and hope we get to the end of it, we'll be able to make a decision. I think I talked about this last week. I mean, I really want to see Michael go through a second padded practice. So I thought his work last week was excellent. He frankly did a little more than we anticipated at the beginning of the week. So we're going to try to give him a full slate this week and see how it goes.
Got to see him through a second padded practice. I kind of like that. I like that a little bit. I want Gallup on the field as soon as possible, but Will Steele winning versus the Bengals was so important, right? Because now that you're 1-1, yes, you got to take all teams on this schedule seriously. But you can move, and I don't even want to say move with less urgency, right? But it's a little less pressure on you to sweep the Giants. You know what I mean? Like, hey man, we just beat the Bengals. If we'd have walked into the Giants 0-2, we're like, yo, it's pressure. We gotta beat the Giants. You know what I mean? And I still think that there should be some urgency playing the Giants, but the fact that we won versus the Bengals, okay. Giants, we 1-1. We beat the Giants, we 2-1. We beat the football Wizards, we 3-1. You know what I'm saying? And that gives you a little bit of a safer feeling to where, okay, we ain't got to rush Gallup back necessarily, or we ain't got to rush Dak back, or James, or whoever the hell, or Jason Peters. To be fair, I would love to have Jason Peters because we play Leonard Williams and Jonathan Allen.
Well, apparently Leonard's going to be out, so
cool. Hold Jason Peters till fucking Commanders week, right? The fact that we won the Bengals game, it doesn't make us have to do anything. We can still move at our own pace. It's not forcing us in any direction. And I love that. So I don't think I've asked you this, Will, still, but are you in favor of making sure that Gallup is fine, or are you trying to get Gallup back as soon as possible?
I'm the guy that wanted him, wanted him to be 100% and be good to go. I'm also understanding that the ACL injuries, just talking to players and listening to players, you're really not going to be all the way back for about a year. So probably around December or so, he'll be back all the way. A lot of it's mental, a lot of it's trusting himself, a lot of it's getting that motion, getting that knee in that daily regime and getting that knee in that weekly schedule, because you're going out there getting hit and stuff like that. But you signed him to a 5-year deal, so I don't think you want to rush him back. But they didn't put him on IR, so they feel good that, hey, he's ahead of schedule or he's on schedule.
I think you play Gallup this week, but only play him like 10 snaps.
Snap count.
Like, you know what I mean? Snap count, for sure. Pitch count. Yeah. Like, you get him in the game, throw a bubble to him, let somebody tackle him. How you feel? Okay. Pull him out. You know what I mean? Put him back in there. Let him block some people on some running plays, Let him do something else. Hey, get in the red zone. Do some stuff in the red zone. And after about 5 contact plays, 10 routes or so, maybe 12. All right, Gallup, your watch has ended for this Sunday.
And now your watch
See you next
ended.
week.
Well, now
yes,
go back to the Dennis Houston thing. I think Gallup has a little bit to do with that. And I know we're kind of talking in circles, but Tolbert, because if Houston's going to be, he's not here, So if Houston's gone, I don't know if Simi's going to get those yet. I didn't hear anything about that. We'll talk to people, but I feel like Tolbert has to be the next guy to get some of those snaps if you're going to put Gallup on a snap count, unless it's Turpin.
Yeah,
but it's all up in the air at that wide receiver position, man.
Would love to see some more Turpin, boy. I would. And look, the Bengals was playing some man. They was playing some man coverage. If you're gonna play some man coverage, play the motherfucker that they don't want to chase around. That's faster than everybody. Play that dude.
And Cooper Rush was amazing in man. He was 9 for 10 for 109 yards and a touchdown. I kept looking over to Jesse during the game. Voch was like, did these dudes like lose the blueprint? Did they lose it?
Right. Exactly.
And then once they decided, oh wait, there is a blueprint, and they went to it. Yeah, the offense it went back to being a little difficult.
Yeah, for sure. Last clip, Mike McCarthy talking about Jason Peters. Let's see what he got to say.
Definitely. I mean, he's done a little more from week 1 to week 2, and we're looking for the same thing. So we really want to get him to the padded team periods, get him more work, and still build up the ramp up. So that's the plan. We talked about it briefly this morning. Just as how much can he really go this week, and then we'll make a decision at the end of the week. We don't have anything. Both him and Michael, until we see those in Dalton, until we see these guys practice and get through the week, we'll have a better feel for it.
You can't use your keyboard if you ain't got no fingers. Honestly, I do the same plan for Jason Peters, and I normally don't like to rotate offensive linemen around, but hey, Jason Peters, 10 plays, let somebody tackle you, run a route, or watch this, Will Steele. Watch this. This your favorite thing to do. This ain't your favorite thing, but that just flowed well right there. When you getting these goal line sets, and when y'all like to put dudes at fullback, you like to put these offensive linemen at fullback, let Jason Peters do some goal line stuff. Let him go be on your PAT team or something like that. You know what I mean? Line him up at fullback or something. Line him up at one of these outside tight ends or something like that. Let Jason Peters get acclimated. Because look, I don't want to pull Tyler Smith out and mess up some continuity, take him back out and put Tyler Smith back in. I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? But if you want to get a handful of plays for Jason Peters, I think the goal line would be a fantastic place to do it.
Goal line, you go jumbo where they bring in an extra tackle, you know what I'm saying? Put him in there as an extended tight end. Yeah, get his feet wet and then see what happens. I feel like you can beat the Giants this week without those guys, but you kind of want to ramp them up with game action because there's no preseason.
Yep. You definitely want to play him now, but you don't want to need him right now. Like you don't need him right now, but you want to play him to get him ready for the Rams game. I think the Rams game is the first big one that we should be looking for. We got Giants now, Commanders next week, Rams after that. So I think the Rams are a good game to have. That's week 5, October 9th. I think that's a cool little get back for them dudes. And plus, to reward Jason Peters for saving us out, let's just throw him a pass or something. You know what I mean? And maybe that'll be better for like free agent offensive linemen. Shit, I went to Dallas. They threw me a pass in the end zone. I'm like, hey, you did it to Terrence. You know, let the 40-year-old man. We should get that Mike Gundy drop. Let the 40-year-old man catch a pass, man. Will, it will not happen again. That mistake. We both of us gonna have a Mike Gundy dropping this one.
I told King Element to hit me up on Twitter to remind me, virtually smack me so I can get this dang on drop. I keep forgetting it.
All right, cool. It's King Element fault. All right, so we got some phones and I don't have the chat. So Will,
the conference has been locked.
So your chat ain't moving at all?
No, something's wrong with this. I had to go actually to YouTube and pull the chat box.
Okay, so yeah, we'll probably just go phones and wrap up the show then. Blame restring. All right, so let's get into the phones. We got 7 people. Let's be relatively quick today because it's 4:09. So when I say relatively, make a point, and if you got a second point, make that expeditiously. All right, let's try not to get in the 3-point convo today. Love y'all to pieces. Maybe that's for a post game show. But let's make a point and quick second one. All right. Let's get Neil on the phone. See what Neil talking about. What's up, Neil?
What's going on, big dog?
What's cooler, my guy? What you got for the show? Neil.
Uh-oh.
Neil.
I was going to get him last time. I got to hold on since you got a time crunch. I did want to know, like, Semi Falco, what do you want to do with this guy? Like, do you feel like, because like looking at his attributes and his stats and like everything that he brings to the table, technically, like by the numbers, you have Julio Jones. Like if you really look at the numbers, his hand size are bigger. He's faster than Julio. He's taller than Julio, and he's bigger than Julio.
Huh?
But we don't. Something is actually, I don't know what it is with this guy. Like as it pertains to how we're using him. So what would you want to do with Timmy?
Well, he ain't Julio Jones. let me just go ahead and mute you because I can hear you. I can hear your traffic there. Turn your car down. He ain't Julio Jones. I don't think he's the natural football player that Julio Jones is. There's a lot of intangible football things. Because if that's the case, all big fast people would be fine. Like Donovan Peoples-Jones would be like Julio Jones, or like Dorial Green Beckham was the next Megatron type guy. You know what I mean? Like guys like that would be, fantastic, and that ain't necessarily the case. Semi I just think he needs his opportunities, and look, to be fair, even when he get his opportunities, he ain't Julio Jones. You know what I mean? So that was a weird one for me. Will, still, what you think about that one?
I just love Professor O's comment. He said Samulio Jones.
Samuli?
It reminds me of Jesse Smollett.
Smulio. Let me pull up the chat, man.
Samulio Jones. Semi Falco. Yeah, I think you might be right about the whole needing opportunity thing. Sure. Yeah. Let's get him some opportunities. He did some regular, curl stuff, catch the rock, but maybe if you gave him some of those Noah Brown ones, he might come down with some of those. He's a go up and get it guy.
Yeah, we'll give him a try next time. I'll call Kellen and see if we give him a try next time. AJ, the camera technology guy. What's up, my guy?
Yo, dude.
Everybody, hello?
Wow.
Huh? Hello?
Hey, hold on. What's up? Can you hear me?
Okay, there you go, AJ. Well, y'all calling from traffic, man. What's good with you, brother? What you got for the show?
So first off, I haven't been able to tune in yet for a little bit. Been too busy.
Hey man, listen, man. This is home.
All the success you have.
Appreciate you, man. This is home, man. You can always come home whenever you're ready, man. Don't worry about that. Whenever you want to come back.
Okay, so quick point. So something I've been thinking about lately, because like I know a lot of us have been, hard on Kellen, lately with the way he's calling games and everything like that. So, there's actually an analogy. It's like knowledge versus wisdom. Knowledge is knowing how to swing a sword. Wisdom is knowing what to do. Is what you do when somebody swings back.
Mm.
So it seems to me that Kellen Moore, we've seen him, dice up some, draw up some like brilliant looking plays and stuff, but it doesn't seem that he has the wisdom to know what to do when he's got an equally talented defensive coordinator swinging back at him.
Yeah.
So we're seeing him grow, and we're seeing him get a little bit better every time, but he's still got to grow in that wisdom front.
Yeah, fair enough. And yeah, I don't know how long we continue to on the job training, but that's a fair point, AJ. Do you have a quick follow-up point?
Nope, that's it.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Fantastic call. Hey, Will Steele, I do think that Kellen Moore got like a lot more just like living and coaching to do. You know what I mean? Just a lot more. And Will Steele, let me just give you credit. Hold on. Let me take off my glass so I can look you in the face when I give you credit. Let me just look at you when I say this. Let me just prep my war call when I say it too. Mike McDaniel's killing shit in Miami.
I don't want no credit for that, man. That just hurt me.
You was right.
I don't care about that, man.
Motherfucker's going crazy. That motherfucker Tua look fantastic, don't he? Well, that second half he looked fantastic.
Yeah, because
week one,
Mike McDaniels, man, good. He good. But we can give a little bit of credit to Kellen Moore this week. I personally thought, and we talked about this in the chat, the group chat. I think there was a slight adjustment. I'm not going to bore y'all with the details. You can go watch that. But there was a slight adjustment in week one for whatever reason. When Tampa Bay went into that shell, they decided to do the same stuff they were doing last year, which is kind of max protect, play action, send 2 versus 7, or shotgun, send 3 out versus 7, or 3 out versus 8. And when I say 3, I mean 2 or 3 true receiving options, whether it be receivers, tight ends, or running backs. That wasn't the case this week. They actually, when the Bengals decided to switch it up and go zone, they did send out 3 versus 7 to end the first half. And I think Kellen went at halftime and said, okay, we can't do that. We can't do that. So second half, they were continually sending out 4 or 5 guys into that 7-man drop. And they kind of took a page from the Tampa Bay playbook where, for the most part, Tampa Bay and some other offenses, they led the league in 5 or more, or 4 or 5 or more receiving options. I think that's a little cheat code to give your quarterback more options when that happens. Now, Tampa was a lot better in the zone than Cincy was, but there was a slight uptick, a slight adjustment in Kellen Moore's game plan. We didn't execute well. There was opportunities, but I think him and Cooper Rush can go back and look in the film and be like, oh, there's something there. Let's come back to that. Instead of going Dalton Schultz, I'm gonna actually look for Cooper or Amari Cooper. Look for CD Lamb first, and we can get a big play. Or look for XYZ first, and we get a big play. So kudos to Kellen for, in my opinion, seeing something. But he still has lapses. Those pitches and the kind of the flow of the game, he can't do that. I mean,
yeah. And CD had another good day of targets, and he pulled down, I think, 8 catches, I believe. So that's better. That's better. So hopefully when Dak comes back, that number will get even more efficient. But I don't know. We just hoping. Hey man, we got film out. We got a little bit of film out. We'll drop that in the chat box after the show. Well, we got a little bit of film out. We'll cross that word. All right, let's get Uncle Charlie on the phone. See what he's talking about. Quickly, what up, Uncle?
What's up, man? What's happening, playoff?
Man, do you at least feel better, man? Because week one, you was ready to burn all your Cowboy jerseys, man. Do you feel a little better?
Well, you know what, Bosh? I'll tell you something, nephew. And I want to say, have a good evening to Skywalker.
Yo.
Let me tell you something. As long as it's live, I'm good. I'm happy that the Cowboys won, but we need to continue with the formula we got. Mm-hmm. The formula we got, Bosh, nephew, we can beat anybody in the NFL. Sure. Run the ball, win on third down, and keep them down penalties on the field.
Shit, yeah.
Just like my daddy went to the dentist and got his tooth pulled.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor came in and said, yeah, that tooth look real bad. He said, but doc, that ain't what I'm here for.
Yeah.
He said, I want you to pull all my teeth. He said, why is that? Because I never want to feel that pain again. My daddy come home, and the first thing that he did, he went in the kitchen fighting a fly. He couldn't get him. He swung and swung and swung. And next thing you know, I didn't hear anything. My dad took a shower, went to bed. I went in the room to ask him a question, and guess what that fly was? On his damn forehead. Why? Because the fly had enough sense not to go in his damn mouth. Don't give up, Cowboys. Don't give up. That's all I got to say, player.
The fly had enough sense not to go in his mouth. Appreciate you, Chuck. The fly had enough sense not to go in his mouth. It was on his forehead, but it didn't have enough sense to not go in his mouth. It's something deeper there.
Always is.
Something deeper. Charlie do this. Charlie love to, drop them where there's surgery, there's stitches. Charlie love to do that. He love to do that. I'm gonna have to re-listen to that. I'm not now. I'm gonna go back, but when I go back, I'm re-listen to that. Appreciate you, Unc. Then we got Charlie from Abilene. What's up, other Charlie from Abilene?
What's up, man? Hey, so with the Giants being 2-0 and everything, and everybody's high as hell on the Giants and all that,
sure.
You know how the Panthers were 4-0 last year, and everybody's wondering, is Sam Darnold, figuring it out and all that shit? Well, it kind of reminds me of that shit because the Titans got their ass beat last night. They don't look relevant at all. They don't look like the normal Titans team of old at all. I think they're going to have like a top 5 draft pick this year. But and then they haven't played any relevant teams in a sense. So I feel like people that are wondering or questioning like how relevant are the Giants in terms of this Monday night, I feel like it's the same thing of last year with the Panthers. Like it's all hype. They've gotten pretty lucky with the schedule. So if all we do is just put pressure on Saquon, I think that we should be good. But I just wanted to see what y'all thought about how the Giants are actually looking this year in terms of being relevant, and then how Tom Brady just quickly asked for help and then immediately get the Cole Beasley signing when our receiving core is way weaker than the Buccaneers even without Mike Williams. And I feel like we sort of should have made a move in that department to go get a little bit of help in a sense. I feel like Cole could have been a good one to have. So I appreciate what you guys do, and I'm going to keep it short, but y'all have a good one, man.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. I think the one thing that, people don't take into account with, with a lot of these free agent signs, and I ain't even saying that this is a thing, but, it's just what I think is a thing. Like both sides got to be interested, both sides have to be interested. We have to be interested in Cole Beasley, and Cole Beasley got to go short. I would sign there. And y'all know how this whole vaccine thing went, and, Cole kind of left, boom, 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 and Dak ain't playing right now. That could have been a thing. They actually came out and said, well, Cole Beasley would go XYZ if this situation is right. You know what I mean? So I don't think that, I like Cole. Cole likes me. We're not going to sign him, though. Like, there's a lot of things that could have happened, that could have gone on there. So, I don't know. We'll see.
But I think that his point was Tom Brady asked for help. Day one got it. With Julio Jones and Cole. Now these old dudes. These ain't gonna move the needle. But they asked and they received type of situation. So I hear what he's saying.
Sure. Yeah, pretty much. But hey, it is what it is. I'm so tired of people telling me that it's not pronounced Jamar Chase, it's pronounced Jamar Chase. I don't care.
It's not.
Hey, he's what I call him. He's what I call him.
Bro, I was messing up. I don't want to say it. Trey Diggs' name for about 2 years.
Yeah.
One day he Trayvon, another day he Trevin.
He gonna be what he be, man. He gonna be what he be. Let the boy do what he do. One last call. We not familiar with him. Let's see if we can make him platinum by the end of it. 210. What's up? Who this?
Hey, what's up, Voch? New listener, and I kind of want to give y'all's props right now. So y'all been doing a good job, man.
Yeah. Yo, man, we appreciate you for being a brand new listener. Me and Will still trying to build this plane while it's in the air, man. So all brand new people, hey man, we love it to pieces, man. Appreciate you.
No problem, man. This one question is Zeke is kind of foaming at the mouth when Jason Peters comes back to play left tackle and to have Tyler Smith at left guard to just really open those running lanes for himself down the middle and just kind of just take off and kind of show us that he still has some stuff in gas to kind of put Tony Pollard a little bit to rest, even though Tony Pollard's doing good as well. But I think Zeke still has some stuff in the gas to show. So he's just waiting for Jason Peters to come back before he starts going off.
Man, so I do think that Zeke is getting what he's getting, and Zeke's numbers probably would be higher if Tony wasn't getting carries, because normally Zeke will take all the carries, and then whoever the backup, they'll just get like 5 carries in the second drive, and then Zeke will just take over from there. I think they're really making an effort to get Tony the ball, so that may be why Zeke's numbers are relatively low. I mean, the run blocking has been solid, and I think if you put both of their run totals together, it'll be about a good running day or whatever, but it's just 2 guys now. But to your point, I think we all get better when Jason Peters steps in. When Jason Peters comes in, your left tackle position gets better. When Tyler goes back to left guard, I think it's so much more space from Tyler Tyler from Fournier to Peters from Tyler. Like, I think you get a super upgrade at left guard, because it ain't like Fournier is like, yeah, okay, cool. Fournier ain't been playing great, but I think Tyler will play much, much, much better. But I do think Jason Peters will be a step better than Tyler. So yeah, you get better at both those spots, and that'll be better for Zeke, Tony, and for Cooper and Dak.
Awesome, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Keep doing what y'all doing, and salute to you both.
What's your name? Let me plug you in as Platinum, so we can know who you are.
Trey.
All right, Trey, we're gonna plug you in.
Trey, is it Trayvon or Trevin?
You gotta let us know, Trey, because we got a lot of Treys. We got a lot of Treys in this universe. Also, too, one more thing, Trey. One more thing. Did you find us on the volume, or did you find us like a film session or something? How'd you find us?
I found you first on your regular page, and then I switched over to the volume to get you those likes as well, because you gotta pay the rent.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. I appreciate it, Trey. Good call, man.
Appreciate you.
Hey, man, we trying to get houses, man. Nothing wrong with that. Very underrated thing I forgot to give credit. Also, Will Steele. Sounds of the Sideline came out this week. It did not come out last week. I love that they knew that we wanted to hear nothing from that debacle of a damn Bucks game. We cared nothing what that sideline was saying. But look, after a W, get your views. Go ahead and put it up today. So that's one of my favorite things .com does, man. Shouts out to Sounds of the Sideline.
That's my favorite thing about Sounds of the Sideline is when the producer has to edit the cuss words. And
so Will, watch this. My comment, which has like 10 replies and 144 likes. I said, this mother factory worker that puts all this together is the best dresser in the industry, and they deserve a raise. Real sandwich.
That's what he's doing. The one that called me when he was like, great play. And he put my buddy, AKA fella. That's what he's like.
No, Will Steele, watch this. Tristan Hill was talking to some other D linemen. Tristan Hill said, boy, I looked at Layell and that mother former teammate knew what we was about to do. I was like, that's crazy.
I want to know so bad, is it a brother or sister that's producing this or not? Because I just want to see his reaction when he hears all. And for those in the chat, they dropping a whole bunch of fellas. And if you don't know what the fellas is, well, this is why you can't miss a show. They dropping a whole bunch of fellas, because that's just what you do out there. It is what it is. And you know he in that room like, oh gosh, I gotta make sure I mute this.
Now, Will, still the funny part, they had a white equipment dude, right? And like he was up there messing with a helmet.
He's in the middle.
And like, yeah. And then like Michael looked over and said, that fella fast. And then he's just, that fella sure is fast. That fella sure is fast, boy. He just
God.
I laugh.
Great. It's great.
I have pulled it up on YouTube so I can see both of y'all, so I can see the chat boxes here. So we were gonna skip out on the chat, but I love y'all to pieces, man. I got to give y'all equal opportunity. This is an equal opportunity interactive show. So I pulled up the chat box. So we're gonna give 5 minutes, maybe 6, 7, 8, to the chat boxes. All right. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you couldn't call in, now's your time to talk. So let's talk. What y'all got, chat? What y'all got?
I just needed a reason.
Just whatever. Hey, look, I went.
See, you did the exact thing. Anybody that hears the Taker bell in the WWE does. They just ding. Lights go out.
Hey, look, even The Rock, right? The Rock can have his glasses on. He'll be looking cool, and then he'll go. Then he'll get back cool again. But you went like, what the hell is it? What the fuck was that? You went like that, bro. Come on now. Love wrestling. All right, y'all. And chat, look, we're not begging y'all for questions because I'm tired as hell. So if y'all ain't got questions, we'll leave. We'll leave. I'm sick of this. Let's see.
Oscar Sullivan said, will Zeke have another 100-yard game?
Yeah, one day. Shit, it might be this week. Might be this week or next week. Yeah, they're going to get it to him. Somebody says, who do we replace Ridgeway with? Ridgeway was like the last dude, to be fair. I think we only practice squadded and released Carlos Watkins first because Carlos is older. And you know what I mean? And Ridgeway probably gave you more future implications, but Ridgeway was your last guy, technically.
Chat, when I pressed that Taker bell, did y'all feel like something crazy was about to happen? I'm just curious if y'all felt the same way Voch felt. Did y'all feel like, oh, was it breaking news or something? What happened?
Of course they did, Will Steele. Of course. We gonna get this Marcus Harrison quote in and we gonna leave, man. I'm tired of saying I gotta do Yahoo, man. Man, we're gonna get this Marcus Harrison quote in and we're gonna get up out of here, man. We're gonna hold it down for y'all, man. We're gonna let y'all watch a little bit of film, and hopefully Wednesday's show or just Wednesday's work day is a lot lighter than a Monday and Tuesday after a Cowboy W. You feel me? Hear ye, hear ye. Hear ye, hear ye. Let's get into it. And I got to go to the gym. I ain't do nothing today, bro. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele. At the volume, success isn't owned. It's rented. And the rent is due every day. Shh. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me just get you right real quick, dog. Let me just get you right real quick, dog. Let me just get you right. Let me just get you right, Marcus. Because success isn't owned, it's rented, and the rent is due every day. Damn. Woo. What's understood doesn't need to be explained. You goddamn right it don't. Salute to my brothers. That's it. That's all. Prayers up. Salute. God damn. Because Lord know the landlord taxing me right now, boy. Landlord from Alabama knocking on my, hey, man, the rent due, Voch. The rent due, man. We need that money. We need the water bill, the light bill. We need the rent due. We need the gas bill. We need the trash, the valet. Voch, we need that car note. We need it, dog. Yo, Voch, we need it, dog. Well, still, you're muted.
I muted myself on purpose. I have to mute myself sometimes. I'm back here cracking the hell up, man. Shout out to landlord from Alabama, man. Like, landlord. He got the, I'm telling you, his flow is within his body. If you see landlord rocking, he is spitting some heat, man. Straight up.
Going in. Landlord's gonna be a star. You hear me? He gonna be a star in this business, bro. He is on his way.
You remind me of when you waiting to fight on Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
you create the player. All right, I'm done. Yeah, we love you, landlord.
Or Kung Fu movie, Jackie Chan whooping this one dude, but like the sixth dude in the back ready to get whooped. He's just in the back.
Or a Michael Jackson video where he tearing somebody up with a dance floor and they in the back.
Chill out, Will. Oh shit. Hey, we have some film for y'all today. Appreciate you. Because when we win, we get 2 films. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get rewarded there. I am dropping the Micah Parsons and D-Line Friends film session in the chat. Love y'all to pieces. I'm dropping the link right now. If y'all would love to support Voch, hey, honestly, we can just leave from here and go directly over there. You know what I'm saying? Go directly over there. If y'all want to continue the content, it's just like we giving y'all 10 extra minutes by just going over there, clicking on the film and see what's going on, man. I appreciate y'all for supporting, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't forget, man, y'all gonna hear me say it on the video, so just get ready. This is a short version of the film session that I actually did. The actual film is an hour. And there's there's offensive line film that's an hour on my Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Those links are in the description. Follow the volume on all social media platforms. Leave likes over there. Follow my social media platforms and my Instagram, VOCHLOMBARDI. Jordan Smith says, what about the Giants worries you the most? We're going to break down the Giants offense tomorrow and the Giants defense on Thursday. So keep it locked on the volume Monday through Friday. I almost got into my TV bag real fast. My bad, Will Steele. And my non-football platform, Voch Lombardi. We got some things coming up, man. We got some gaming that we getting ready to do, man. So it's gonna be fire. So hey, be sure to be tuned in for that when it's ready. Will Steele, go ahead and let them know what you got, sir.
Hit me up on Twitter, man. At Skywalker Steele, and every morning on A to Z Sports Dallas on YouTube, we do some good work over there. So make sure y'all come through and support. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all.
We tired, y'all. We tired, but we gonna get it in, man. No breaks till February. Y'all holding down for the Doski Woski.
What it look like for the Oski Woski?
And the Peasky Whiskey, man. Y'all be gone. Peace. Volume.
Beats Planet.